I mean, that's
Right, right.
yeah. So I mean, I'm able to get to work and do my job. So I'm
Well, that's
gonna
good.
get a good car.
Yeah. You got anything in mind?
The first thing I find that suits my needs.
Well, shit, that's good. I mean,
Yeah. You got some kind of delay or something going with the volume, I think. I don't know.
no, I was checking the stream in the background.
Okay, well then that was it. But yeah, I mean that's you're in the used car market, and I don't do car lots, so it's they're trying to go local. So I mean, I'm really limited by what the fuck's for sale, but I've had really good success on going finding good, well taken care of cars and driving them to the ground.
Right, right.
I mean, I see the people that invest in you know brand new cars and trucks, and I could, but why the fuck would I want to go into debt when the whole fucking world is crazy and fucking half of Canada's on fire? I mean, what the fuck?
Right.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, anymore. I don't know that I would bother to buy new cuz you're not getting the value that you used to. I mean, it used to be the biggest benefit of buying a new car, of course, aside from the fact that, it doesn't have a shit ton of miles on it, used to be that you bought it because, well, it's got a warranty. And most
yeah,
warranties are X number of miles up to 5 years. Well,
yeah.
now, and this actually started long about the mid '90s. Now they want to fight you tooth and nail for everything that you take in under warranty. I mean,
I believe that. Yeah,
literally everything. And so, you know, with
the auto industry is a really cutthroat business. Surprisingly, the only business that's more cutthroat is the grocery industry.
oh yeah, completely, yeah.
Yeah,
But
grocery stores is some cutthroat fucking ass business there, man.
but with cars, especially in the last 15 or so years, it's not abnormal. It used to be, oh well, your car's getting to be 70, 80,000 miles. You probably should have traded that in on a new car at about 50,000 miles. And at
Oh yeah.
100,000 miles, it was time to make that your shooting car. You park that out in the backyard because you
Yeah.
drove it into the dirt by
I
100K. But it's
I
nothing for
ride them son
vehicles
of
to run
bitches.
200,000 anymore.
No, no shit. I mean, the one that I just got rid of, or got rid of itself or whatever, had over 350,000 miles on it. I
Yeah.
mean, I'd rent the shit out of that car. I can't be mad about it being gone.
Well, and I mean, you don't have
I
to
drove
do
that motherfucker all over the place.
if you do the standard maintenance on it, then it will last that long without any major problem. In the old days, I mean, getting a car to that kind of mileage, it was more than just standard maintenance. There was a lot
Yeah,
going on with it and more than a lot of luck involved, but yeah.
there's a few things you got to get into. I mean, depending on what you get in, some timing belts or timing chains, those
Yeah.
are, if you don't stay on top of them, they'll fuck your shit up real bad.
Yeah.
Because if they pop and everything goes fucking nuts, you know. But don't try that shit at home, kids, because you'll end up getting the car towed to the mechanic. Or at least I did.
Right? Yeah.
Whole fucking top of my fucking engine taken off. Just try to replace water pump on a Honda. You got to take the timing belt off to get down
Yeah.
to the water pump. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I
and
remember
I
I remember
not a
changing the oil filter on this girl's Honda Prelude, and I was like, "What in the fuck is this Japanese shit? Why
yeah.
why am I having to dismantle half the fucking top of the engine just to get to the fucking oil filter? This is ridiculous."
It's because they got fucking ninja mechanics, man. They
Yeah,
throw down a little ball of smoke and boom,
little
they're
hands
inside the engine.
and
Yeah,
little
little hands.
hands. Yes, little
And then your
hands.
shit's, yeah, they throw down another ball of smoke standing outside, there's not even greasy.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah, man, your shit's fucking good. You're good to go.
Yep.
Yeah. There's probably somebody in Japan fucking around watching this going, that motherfucking dumbass dude.
Hello, Carrie. Hello, Victor. Hello, Glenn.
Hello, John. You have new glasses.
I did. I got my computer glasses.
Hey, hell yeah.
They are magnificently better than my regular glasses because I can actually see the screen, and it's the distance viewing on them is shortened. So.
Do I get to die tonight?
I'm sorry?
Do I get to die tonight?
Yeah, wow, shit, these have everything on them. They block blue light, they've got an AR coating, they're tinted, they have a diopter on them so that it forces my eyes into a more relaxed position, and their optimum distance is about the end of my arm, which is good because that's about how far it is from where I sit to the computer screen. But yeah, they're...
Can you see body fluids on the edge rims of cups?
Probably not.
So I don't see any huge bandages on Ting.
No.
You didn't get glass in your head there, Ting.
Huh?
You didn't get glass in your head.
Glass in my head? No, man. I got a hard head. No. And I started training. My mom dropped me as a baby. Yeah,
I
wear seatbelts and shit
for 6 weeks after my auto accident.
I buckle up, man. I'm already doing Facebook and driving, and might be taking some shots. You got to be safe, so I'll wear my seatbelt.
Well, I was wearing mine too.
Hello, Devin. Hello, Cameron.
Unfortunately, the tree tried to go through the windshield.
What I've discovered, and this is especially true for car accidents, most of them, hopefully, anyways, is that it's not the day of the accident, and it's not the next day of the accident. It's the third day of the accident where you wake up and you're like, holy shit, I'm broken. Like, stuff doesn't want to work. Generally, that is a car accident, and if you do something that fucks up your back, it's not the day of. You did something, and it's not the next day. It's that third morning you wake up and you're like, oh,
I can't move.
yeah. That kind of back pain where you have a hard time breathing for a second. You're like, oh god. That's kind of back pain I generally get. Half the time I don't even know what it was that I did.
Try to do some stretches and stuff. That really kind of helps. I haven't since
It's not gonna help me.
But I do like to stretch and stuff like that. Do the helicopter to neighbors, get the hips loosened up, good.
Just tell them that apologize to tell them you're practicing for your hula hoop contest.
Don't say nothing, man. Just do it in the side yard. You don't do it in the front yard near the bus stop.
Well, yeah.
You kind of, you go around the side yard, and if somebody flies a drone over or something and they see a little side tube or, some the little science ball thing, if they see anything like that going on, then, fuck it.
So, today, evidently...
It's only 110 now.
I was unaware, but July 19th is actually the National Hot Dog Day. And there was this article I believe it was put out by Slate, about how it's National Hot Dog Day and that, um, we as Americans consume like a literal shit ton of hot dogs every year, and that they are a favorite for barbecues and whatnot. But that they have had a hard time um, making a go of it in fast food restaurants. And I guess Burger King tried it, and McDonald's tried it, and it didn't work out for them, and so they dumped the idea. But the reason why I bring this up is that, and I couldn't believe, I had to actually read it again because I couldn't believe what I had read. They were the author of the article referred to hot dogs as tube steaks. And I was like, wait a minute, did I just read that?
Hold on now. Tube steaks extremely popular everywhere, isn't it?
my 10-year-old inner child was like, yeah, like
I had this last week South Korean corn dogs. I didn't know South Korea went into corn dogs, but they did it big time.
Dude, they have all sorts of stuff that you expect it to be like what you are used to, but it's different enough that it's almost its own thing. Like, yeah, but no, they've got yeah. I actually like Korean food. It's pretty good. All right. So, welcome to the Pirates of Drinax. We're going to be picking up where we left off last week. These guys are in the middle of a... Zhodani Marines have boarded the yacht, and meanwhile, Ching Shi and Jacob and Ting are on the Harrier. They have made their presence known. They fired a warning shot over the... well... kind of over the bow of the Ghost of the Reach, and
we farted in its general direction.
We farted in the general direction, yes. And so now the Taj Jabbar is aware that there is an Overwatch situation going on with the Harrier, and yeah, they are probably crapping their pants a little bit. So, if I remember correctly, Ching Shi was going to, on her turn, was going to do some fancy flying and try to re-hide the Harrier. And there's a Ting. And I need for Ting to roll initiative so we see where he's at on the stack. All right.
Get the fucking low rolls out of the way now.
Yeah, no, that's not bad. That puts you right with Jacob. So
yeah, Jake Snake.
Jacob's currently operating the particle barbette turret, or barbette. And we've been using Ting for sensors, so.
Yeah, I usually do sensors and all that. Did I acquire a lock on their dumbass?
We didn't do that, no. So.
Oh.
So, where we were, well, before we get started, we'd like to thank a friend of the Greenwater Guildhall. None of these are sponsorships or partnerships of any kind. They're just products that we really like. And tonight, we would like to thank Boston Scally Company. Boston Scally makes wonderful hats, Scally caps. They've got, 2-panel, 5-panel, 8-panel, peakies, all manner of hats in numerous different color patterns and fabrics. Right now, they've got several of their summer collection, which is usually a cotton poly blend, much lighter on the head for the summer months. And one of their popular new ones is the Captain, and it comes in, I want to say, like 5 different colors. But yes, check out Boston Scally Company, and you can just go to bostonscally.com, and I'm sure that you will find numerous Scally caps that would fit what you're looking for. If you're a fan of the channel, we do have a merch store via Zazzle. That we've got T-shirts, we've got a large, 3-sized fleece blanket, we've got a beer stein, there's buttons. So yeah, 100% of the proceeds from that channel from that store go directly back into the channel. So if you want to help support us, go get yourself a T-shirt, and we appreciate you if you do. I was accepted into the content creator program on Roll, and so the Braunhaven campaign books will be available in the store at playroll.com, and you can add them directly into your room, or will be able to once they are. I just uploaded them today, so I'm waiting for the approval process and all of that. But yeah, so if you play on Roll, check out that site's store. And meanwhile, over on DriveThruRPG, they're having a Christmas in July sale, and so I want to say that all of the Braunhaven books are on sale. So it's not an enormous sale, but it saves you a buck or two. So go check that out. It was an intentional warning. Well, was it?
Yeah. Then the next question is, it would have been if it was a miss, it would have been, is there a reason we're not shooting nukes?
Well,
the intentional warning shot kind of covers all that.
Seeing as we're connected to the shoot we're shooting at.
Right, yeah.
Please don't use nukes.
Yeah, to catch Ting up, as they were, they split the party, and Ting Shi and Jacob are on the Harrier, and the Harrier, using its stealth jump capability and its holographic hull, has just kind of stayed at a distance. Meanwhile, the Princess Rao's yacht came out of jump and immediately headed to make, or was contacted by the Ghost of the Reach and given docking protocols. But because, the Ghost of the Reach is filled with Zhodani, they read her mind, and they knew what was going on, and so they teleported some Zhodani Marines over into the cargo hold, which Keith is over here still dealing with one of them, and then Beth decided to dock with them anyways because you wanted that ship, and so there's that whole situation.
We don't actually have people on their ship, right?
Not yet, no.
Yeah, okay.
But the yacht is physically attached at the lower airlock. This
sounds
airlock
fun.
Over here.
Yeah.
So that is the current situation. Also, Beth got into a situation on the bridge where Prince Herrick is basically sick of his sister's shit, and Captain Beth told him just shoot her, she's a traitor, but he couldn't do it, and so Beth did. And so
so Princess Rao's dead?
Yeah, she got
on the floor.
Right in the face.
Yeah, shot her in the face with a Gauss pistol.
I should have stepped up and used my garrote and decapitated her.
Well, your way was probably going to be cleaner.
Well, cool. Yeah, that's a major turn of events to leave at the very end of what the fuck's been going on. But
right, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I almost forgot about it.
Yeah, I skimmed through the game. yeah, I tried to get a general gist of what was going on, but I kind of had a headache, so I half-assed it.
Don't doubt it.
So that's how we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Prince Eric wouldn't kill her, and these teleporty dudes were making their way on here, and I'm like, I don't want them to take her and escape. So I shot her and get it over with.
Well, let's see how it works out, I guess. This will be fun. I think I see where everybody is on the ship, and of course, Ching-Shi and Jake the Snake and I, we're rather safe. So
yes. So, Greg, we are at the top.
Also, and I'm about to die.
We were radio silent, and I got to teleport over to the ship to get a status report from Captain. So everybody learned that I could do that, including myself, which was pretty badass. Which is how we got to the don't blow up the ship, shoot the warning shot, was Captain's orders.
Right.
Because we want that ship.
Yeah, we do.
Since Ching-Shi's memories have been more or less unlocked at this point, she got a whole bunch of shit. Like quite a bit of. So essentially, her brain was kind of bisected in that, and part of it locked away. She had this entire other life as a Tajabar agent, and so those skills and abilities and some of her Zhodani psionic training as part of the Tajabar were locked away until now. And so, however much she wants to detail about that, that is entirely up to her. But
I'm sure that's a excellent role-playing thing to take on as... I'm probably not going to talk about it mid-combat.
Right, yeah.
Over tea, crumpets.
Yeah, probably not going to be having that conversation on the bridge while you're... Yeah. So, we are at the...
probably do talk about crazy shit.
We are at the top of the round. It is Gregor's turn. Gregor, what would you like to do?
Can I move somewhere? Can I move enough and shoot to get this guy on the left here close to Captain Beth?
This guy over here?
Yes.
Yeah, you can certainly... I would think so. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you could move to like... you could move to like right here, and I do believe if you did that... Yeah, you got a beat on him. You could certainly make a shot.
And it's close.
Yes.
Okay, so it's 2D plus slug and dexterity.
It would be your. It would be 2D plus gun combat slug plus dex.
Plus 2.
Plus 2, correct.
10.
Yes, that is
I hit him.
That is a plus
at
2.
1.2 meters, how could I miss?
Right. That is a plus 2 to damage.
And damage is 3D.
Hold on.
Plus 5. Because it's 3D plus 3, and then 3D plus... Yeah, it gave me 2.
Right. Are you... hold on. You are shooting... Gauss SMG, right?
Yes. Right straight out of the book. I don't think I'll throw a grenade at that meter.
So it is 3D plus 2 with an additional plus 2 for damage would be 3D plus 4. Now it also has auto 4, so you could do a burst shot and make that 3D plus 8.
So we'll do that.
All right.
I mean, if I remember, this guy got hit with a P whatever.
Yeah, he got hit with a PGMP.
And part of his armor's gone.
And it's partially sizzled, yeah.
I got a 21.
Okay. So he is going to take 3 Oh. And that is enough to put him unconscious.
Thanks, Gregor.
I didn't want him shooting at Beth.
Yeah, well, he had another PGMP, so you probably didn't want him shooting at anybody.
I wanted he had another PMG, and I want him shooting that at Beth.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, you open up and hit this guy with the burst. It is enough to get through his Zhodani combat armor, and he crumples to the ground. Beth, what would you like to do?
Thank goodness. Now she gets to kill both of them.
Yeah.
I guess I'll take aim at this one. Sure.
Okay. So if you use a minor action to aim, that gives you a +1.
Okay. I think I keep using the PGMP, right?
You certainly could.
We're already peppering the hall, so we might as well do it well.
Yeah, 6. At 8.
That is a hit. 1DD. So 1D times 10.
That'd be 30.
Yikes. So he's going to take 12. All right. Now I have to spread this around.
Something says maybe he doesn't have any endurance left.
At the very least, yes. Oh, but he's still up. You hit this guy dead center with a lightning bolt from your plasma gun, and he kind of rocks back, and his armor's smoking, and there's a burned hole through it. But he is still with us. Over on the Harrier, on the Anubis, Qingxi, what are you going through with your plan to maneuver into a more comfortable position? What are you doing?
Well, I would like to discuss that with the ship, with the crew that's there. I'm wondering if we want to get into it with everybody. I can try and get us close enough that, I don't know, we can board. I can come alongside. They're at the upper deck. Is there room for us at the lower deck?
So the lower deck here is connected, but yeah, there is this cargo docking bay up here.
But would we fit, or would we be two on top of each other?
That, I would say that you'd probably be two on top of each other.
We've got the boarding ram. We can force our way.
We got the tube, right?
Yeah, you could do it that way.
Or that was the Capri Sun. Or I know.
Well, the Capri Sun is the Anubis.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
That's right. Or those of us with vac suit could space jump out the back and get to the ship.
That's true.
That'd be a fun surprise.
I don't think I can teleport anymore because I think I burnt through my side point.
Yeah, teleporting is rather taxing.
I'm down to 9, so I don't think that's a good idea to try anymore. So what do you think, Ting and Jacob? Do we want to get close enough to join in combat, or do we want to be strategic?
I mean, we have a long time until we get within their weapon range. I mean, right now we're in the perfect situation. If we're a long distance away, we can hit them, and they have to get within range to hit us.
You are at long range right now.
Oh,
right.
So yeah, we're within weapon range.
Yep.
But we have the thrust. We could close that shit if they're just really stopping. You could roll up. We could try the talking and see if they would bow down to our superiority.
Okay. We did talking earlier, and it didn't go very well.
Well, then let's just go let's go in there, balls to the wall. You know? We'll be Mordor lords.
The plasma cannon isn't going to destroy it.
So.
Yeah,
I would like to, because I'm afraid I'm going to blow another, or that we're going to blow another shot and then damage the ship we're trying to hijack.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, let's just go board their ass and may the best team win.
Let's do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want to board the yacht to help I want to board the yacht to help Beth and everybody.
Fair enough. I mean, you're the pilot, so I mean, you're going to be the ranking officer on the ship, Princess.
Not anymore. I was, and now my pathway to the throne is dead.
Now you're
ex-princess to me, maybe. I mean, look, man, I got some good computer skills. We'll get you fixed up. Got the camera drone. I've got lots of footage of Rao. I've got you.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's sad she died after you got married like that.
Right. Nice. Okay. So what I want to do is, while hopefully still being cloaked-ish, start closing the gap.
Okay.
Between us and the action.
So
because basically, we want to unsplit the party.
So go ahead and make a piloting plus dex check.
Yep. I'm in my elder. That's +2. Makes a total of +5. Thank God. 10.
Okay. God damn, really? Okay. So well, let's see here. I need to look at this here.
All right. I also have to apologize. I'm a bit under the weather, so I'll be muting myself to blow my nose.
Okay. Okay.
No one needs that in their life.
Oh, I hope you feel better.
Yeah. Yeah, you sound like you're not feeling good. So, stealth jump. Okay, so these guys are able to see you, but you are able to maneuver and bring the Anubis a little bit closer. That, of course, lowers the range to now medium. And meanwhile, over here in the cargo hold, Keith Clark, what would you like to do? You've got this Marine over here.
Yeah, I'm going to try to take him out with my laser rifle again.
Okay.
Am I close enough that I get a +2, or is...
Yes.
Okay. That is 14.
Display his brains all over the wall.
So that is a +6 to damage. And that is an exceptional success, which is going to be a critical hit.
Nice.
So go ahead and roll your damage with +6.
That's
53.
26.
26.
He's already damaged, isn't
So
he?
he is going to take 8. There's 5 left, which makes that 3. Okay. So yeah, well, first of all, roll 2d6.
Okay. 9.
So he is critically wounded, but he will survive, assuming a couple of things, in that he will receive the most basic emergency assistance. However, that, of course, has an expiration date on it, and if he does not receive the most basic of emergency assistance, he will permanently lose D3 points from both strength and endurance. So yeah, that is a solid hit with the laser rifle. You still have a minor action. You can move if you want, or you can
Yeah, I'm gonna back up, so it can't shoot me quite so easily.
Right. Okay.
Oh, can he even move? Can that last one even move?
This guy here? Yeah, he can move.
Yeah.
I mean, he's missing a couple of ribs now, but he can move.
Not very far. Is he on half range? Is he on half move or something like that?
Yeah, I would say he's with his crippling movement. He can probably only move 3 meters per round because that was a disabling type of wound that he just received from a critical hit. Over on Anubis, Jacob, you are still manning the particle barbette. Both Jacob and Tang roll a recon plus intellect check. Tang's not paying attention.
7. Jacob got 7.
Okay. So Jacob, you look down and you can see that on your targeting sensors that there's some new information coming in. Somebody would have to make an electronic sensors check in order to kind of decipher what it's trying to tell you, but it's some kind of an alert.
How much you want to guess is another ship?
No, probably missiles.
I tell everybody what
I got. Seems to me like I should tell my crew.
Okay. So Jacob announces to everybody, hey, what's that? I mean, more or less. Which then, of course, Ting rubs his eyes because he poked himself in the eye looking at his console. So you alert everybody that
14 on my sensor check.
Well,
I'm next in the initiative order.
Yeah, you could go ahead and do that. So a 14 on your sensor check, you determine Jacob points this out, and you look through it, and you are manning the sensors. So this is your action. Your sensors are telling you a couple of things. First of all, the temperature on the Ghost of the Reach in engineering compartment specifically is climbing.
Uh-oh.
They're going to melt down our ship.
That thing, yeah, man. I'll scream out in the bridge, I guess, because I can't really activate the comms or nothing. But that fucker's self-destruction. Yeah, they're trying to protect the hard drives.
That's the second part of it is that your radiological alarms, the radiological is starting to climb. So it's showing that there are rads being dumped out into the interior of that ship.
Oops.
I think we'll catch on because I swear I do have a Geiger counter. So it should start making scary noises.
the clicky noise? Yeah. So Jacob, what would Jacob like to do in this? I mean, you could shoot again. I don't know. What else could you do? I don't know. You could be inventive.
Well, if it's melting down, do we want to try and save it and keep it? If they're nuking the core, then maybe they're trying to save it.
If we had the Osiris, it's got the guns to throw its power systems down and shut that shit off. But I mean, all we could really do is add to the destruction. We could zoom in and try to get a precise shot on the power core, and I mean, while it'll destroy the power core if we get our hit. it'll stop them from overloading it and making it go nuclear.
Well,
that
could
But our shot is nuclear, so
even
and the yacht's attached.
So
yeah.
So
just to clarify a few things. So if the coolant system has been shut down on a fusion reactor, no, the Osiris wouldn't be able to stop that even with its EMP, because I mean that's just
That's just the way the physics works.
Yeah, turning it off is turning it off, whether it's shut down manually or shut down or forced off. The second thing is that I mean, shooting it, assuming that you got through the armor or was able to do a critical shot and hit the reactor, may actually just do the same thing as the reactor overloading anyways. So the thing about fusion reactors is that they don't go boom in a big huge display of explosives and fire. A fusion reactor, they don't go Chernobyl. Actually, they'd probably go closer to Chernobyl than like, an atomic bomb going off. So when a fusion reactor has a meltdown, it's literally that. It is a meltdown, and the coolant system gets shut off, and sooner or later it cannot hold containment any longer. The magnetic bottle is shut off, and boiling hot plasma, the temperature of the surface of the sun is spilled out into the interior of the ship or out, and then of course eventually into space, and it just creates a large, very, very hot small nebula. And it's going to take everything with it.
I think really the only feasible thing we would have with that information is Qingxi takes side drug, gets her points back, teleports in there, stops the fuckers from doing that, and we continue on the fight with maybe Crewbot or somebody flying the Anubis/Capri Sun.
So I guess the question is, how long do we have until this meltdown occurs?
That is a very good question. So Ting's sensor check tells you that it will be melted down in 6 rounds. It's going to have a complete containment breach in 6 rounds.
Yeah, so I mean that's basically telling us either we have to go for broke and put everything in one basket and go for it, or start getting the fuck away.
Yeah, we need to get this ship away from that ship.
I vote for the latter.
And Qingxi already brought this up. The Anubis does have a breaching tube.
Yeah.
So Qingxi could theoretically, well, you got a couple of options. The first option, of course, is that Qingxi could swing in, use the breaching tube to actually breach the hull of the yacht, thus allowing you guys a way to get off the yacht. That's an option. There is another option. So right over here on the yacht, on deck 1, is a docking space that has a ship's boat in it. Everybody could board into that and launch. You don't even have to launch the yacht itself. You could just get out of there and let them do what they're going to do. And then, of course, the third option being you could get up to the bridge, try to undock, assuming that they haven't engaged the docking clamps, which, of course, they probably have, and then, escape that way. But
if we're breach tubing, we need to breach tube the Ghost and not... we need to get to the point of where the controls are. If we're gonna try to take the ship, we need to go stop this fucking reaction, and there's only 6 rounds. So, I mean, one of them is just coming in contact with the other ship in theory. 2 of them getting on board, maybe 3 getting on board. That's only going to leave us 3 rounds to reverse whatever the fuck they're doing. The ship's boat. Ship's boats have a nice thrust. Get the fuck away.
Yeah.
That's my advice. Now, I mean, I'm going to go with the game. If we want to go for it all and possibly all die, I'm cool. I don't give a shit. I'll roll a new character.
So somebody's got to tell us, though. I just got to point out.
The rads are going to start ticking up, and I have a Geiger counter.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I'll tell you guys you're being irradiated.
Well,
like,
I mean, at this point, you don't really need to maintain radio silence anymore.
Everybody
yeah, that's
knows
true
we're
too.
here.
Because the ghost knows that you're here.
Right.
Yeah.
And they obviously don't like it.
What does remote ops mean, Chris?
So remote ops is the ability to basically operate drones.
Okay.
And like probes and things of that nature.
Okay.
We haven't gotten too much into. I mean, Ting's done a little bit with it, but we learned in our Deep Night Revelation campaign that remote ops is pretty awesome. You can do all sorts of cool shit with that.
Right. I was just wondering for Jacob's options to like do stuff. But that won't.
Let me.
We don't have drones, right?
I don't know if
You guys have a drone?
We've got some drones.
No, there are no drones on the Harry. I don't think.
Well, that sucks. We need to get some drones. Go to the drone store.
Go to the Radio Shack on Thieves.
Yeah.
Man.
Drones are us. Drones are us.
So
I was going to say they moved to medium.
I went to Pirates for us.
If we had a drone, how long would it take to get to the ghost?
From medium range.
We've got thrust 6. I think we can close that range if we want, can't we?
Yeah, on her next turn, she can close that.
Yeah, on my turn. I'm just thinking about Jacob's options for his turn.
Right. So, I mean, a drone. So, if you had drones, and depending on the speed of the drone, because I mean, you're still at medium range. You're still talking. You're still 10,000 up to 10,000 kilometers out. It's anywhere between 11 kilometers and, or I'm sorry, 1,251 kilometers and 10,000 kilometers. So it's a ways out there. Yeah, a drone could take quite a while going that far.
You can contact the captain and tell her position left line or dagger captain.
Okay.
That's solid advice.
I'm gonna contact the captain and let her know what's going on.
Okay.
Just so that we're not totally dependent on Geiger alone.
Right. Yes. So.
And we can then give her the time range as well, not just lads are climbing, but maybe consider abandoning ship.
Yep, and she can give us the order on what to do, and we can leave the decision making totally to somebody else.
we can put our fate in somebody else's hands.
You know, she's an admiral, captain,
Captain's done a great job so far. So
pirate lord and queen.
So Jacob
inherit the kingdom.
Jacob radios over to Beth and lets you know what's going on, that they are going into a self-destruct sequence.
That's really good to know.
Seeing as we're sitting right next to it.
Yeah, we're gonna abandon the ship then. I'll be just getting the fuck out of here then. Yeah, be on the watch for teleporting Zhodani Marines.
Noted.
Because I doubt they're gonna sit there and get killed.
All right, so the Zhodani, these guys over here on deck 2 are both going to open fire on Beth.
No.
Actually, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, one of them's going to open fire on Beth, and this guy 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This guy.
Gonna open on Gregor.
this guy is going to try to grapple Gregor.
Oh. Gee, let me check. I think he has unarmed.
Yes. Wait a minute. Yes.
He is unarmed. And I have. I don't think. I don't think my blast knuckles are going to work when I'm already in armor.
Yeah, probably not. Hold on here. Grappling. Here it is. Alright, so Gregor, you need to make a melee unarmed check. So it's melee unarmed plus your choice, either strength or dex. Now you're in battle dress, so that will jack up your maybe both of them. What kind of battle dress do you have?
Improved.
Improved. There we go. Battle dress improved. So that you get a +6 to your strength and a +4 to your dex.
So +6 to my strength makes for 13, and then a +4 to my dexterity makes it 16.
Okay, so you would have a +2 to strength and a +3 to dex. So it'd be melee unarmed +3 for your dex.
And 1 for my melee.
There you go.
Roll an 8.
Okay.
Thank goodness. Just today.
And he also rolls an 8. What does that mean? I guess that means that you guys are having a slap fight. Like, you're just slapping at each other, and this Marine is trying to grab you. This other Marine is going to take a shot at Beth. That is a hit with +2 to damage. He has Gauss Rifle has AP 5, so it's going to ignore 5 points of your armor, and it's on burst for let's see here, 40 + 5. That's not even gonna. Even with the ignoring 5 points of your armor, that does 16 even get through?
No, it doesn't.
I didn't think so. Well, he scratched the paint on your battle dress.
Dude.
Shall we get out of here, Captain, and go back up?
Over here.
Yes, absolutely.
3. This guy is going to open fire on Keith. His dex ain't wonderful.
And while he's coughing and hacking and dragging a leg.
Yes. And he hits with a +3 to damage. So what was that? 6. So it's +6. For 18, I don't think 18 gets through. Ignoring 5 points of your armor, does 18 do anything to you?
No, it does not.
I did not think it did. Okay.
Here's to you, mate.
Gregor, you're in the slap and tickle fight with a Marine. What would you like to do? You're not grappled. That much is certain, but you are in melee.
Can I step back and fire?
Yeah, you could.
Here, and I fire.
All right.
Am I still close?
Yeah, that would still be close. I mean, you're literally like 1.5 meters away from him.
11.
That's a hit with +3 to damage.
$14. Doesn't even get through his armor.
No, that did not get through his armor. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. So no, yeah,
you need to go up so I can follow you.
Gregor sprays and prays, and the Gauss rounds bounce off of the Zhodani's armor. Beth, what would you like to do?
Move. Let's see. So I can make it up. And then I need to yell at Prince Herrick, right?
Yeah. Tell him that you guys are getting out of Dodge.
Yeah. If there's any of that like special cooling armor laying around on one of those, no, I don't have that. Whatever. Anyway.
Yeah. So that you can keep Qingxi cooled off.
Yeah, I was thinking she could use it, but I don't know if I have time for that thing. So I'm running up behind Keith, and I don't know. Can I shove him through the door into 2?
Yeah, you could.
Get in there! It's melting down! There. I think that's as far as I can make it.
Okay. So, Qingxi, you're over on the Anubis. I'll bring you back up here. There we go. What would you like to do?
Well, I think I would like to get close, because if they have to go in like the little escape pod boat, I'd like to be nearby.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be close enough to melt down. So if I'm a bit away, will I be safe?
Wow. That is a damn good question. Let's see. How many power points does this thing have? So it has 360 power points, which is 100 more than the Anubis.
We still have like 4 rounds. So
close range is going to be, of course, when the bottle finally collapses and there is containment breach. Close is going to be pretty much a supernova hot roiling soup of plasma. Medium's not going to be much better, and long is probably long is going to be at least partially safe.
Okay.
But yeah, close and medium range, you're going to take damage once that thing.
And what's the thrust on one of those yacht boats?
So a ship's boat,
aren't they 1?
No, it's 6.
On a ship's boat?
Ship's boat's fast as fuck. Now I'm going on memory. Double check me here. But I mean, while people are guessing 1, I'm guessing 6 because I think they're fast if my memory serves me correctly.
I hope so.
Let's see.
The launch is slow as fuck. It's got one, but the ship's boat's fast. It just doesn't have jump.
So this is really. I'm going to point out something really weird on the yacht in just a second, but so yeah, launch is thrust 1. Ship's boat has thrust 5.
That's pretty good.
That was closer though. Yeah. It's fast little motherfucker though. I remember that.
Yeah, ship's boat has thrust 5. So
we're gonna get in this puppy and go like hell.
It means you're gonna have to. You're still gonna have to use like 2 rounds to get the fuck far enough away not to die. But I mean, it's doable.
So I would like to move.
I can always roll a new character. Yes, Jane.
Thank you. I would like to move a safe distance from the meltdown, but also transmit coordinates of where we're going to rendezvous to Captain.
Okay.
So that she knows where to take the boat so that we can rendezvous and then GTFO.
Sure. So a safer distance would probably be very long range. I mean, you're still going to get radiation at very long, but it's not going to be. You're not going to be taking physical damage.
Okay.
At that point, so go ahead and make a piloting plus dex check.
9.
Okay. So, yeah, and I assume that you're hitting thrust 6.
Yeah.
As fast as you possibly can. So you are doing a hard burn to very long range. I'm going to turn around and nope out. So Keith, in this docking space, and I mean it is very cramped in here. There is a long hot dog shaped ship in here.
Great. So I'm going to get aboard the ship and turn it on.
Okay. So you are prepping the launch the ship's boat for launch. There is one small matter that the docking bay, which is back here at the aft of the yacht's deck 1, is closed. It could be.
Is there a way to open it from inside this thing?
No, it would be opened from the bridge.
From the bridge. Oh, great.
You want to dash over there?
I guess that's what I should be doing instead, is getting this thing open. So maybe I'll do that instead.
Okay.
So I'll run to the bridge.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can run to the bridge.
Okay.
Okay. Meanwhile, back up here. So Jacob, Xingxi is doing a hard burn to get to a at least physically safe distance for when this thing pops. Is there anything in particular that you would like to do? I mean, you've got access to sensors, to military countermeasure suites, which that would really require a comms check, but you got a bunch of stuff sitting here. Oh, and you know what? I forgot. You guys had upgraded that missile turret to a triple turret, so you can fire 3 nuclear missiles at a time.
Yeah.
You can do you can do a volley.
But we can't do that because they're still on the yacht.
Right.
So that's out.
Yeah, you probably don't want to shoot at them, but I mean, at least
don't worry, Jake. You'll get skills, Jake, and be able to do more.
Yep.
You know,
that's coming up real quick.
You know, you've been guarding people all this time. You know, you just got to get some adventures under your belt, man. You'll have a little bit more, you know, versatility.
Very true.
Well, I mean, can they still transport on the ship at this range? No, right?
You know, that's a really good question. So
the original Star Trek couldn't even go that far.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Let me see. What is the range?
It started at 25K max.
Here we go. Teleportation has a range of distant. So
yes, they could.
Yeah, they could. They can. Wow, they can really. So all the way out here is distant if you're talking from here. So yeah.
Psionic range distance is 501 meters to 5 kilometers. Page 229.
Thank you. So
anytime, friend.
Okay, so no. Yeah, no, they're 229. There it is. So distant would be 5 kilometers.
They're well out of range.
I really can't do much, right?
Yeah.
So no, they're out of range from you guys now.
You could see, you could like do like a sensor check or other things in the area.
One of the things that Jacob could do. So looking over here, this is the deck plans for the Harrier that you're on, and of course, up here, 13 and 14 is the bridge. So, and that's on deck 2, and it kind of sits back over this section here. But below here at 11, you'll note that they don't have a there's no docking space, and so down here at 11 is a cargo hold, which the rear doors of this thing will open. But number 6 here, if I remember correct, yes, this is the main airlock. It's actually on the bottom side of the ship. So there's nowhere for this ship's boat to dock, and I'm looking. Yeah, they're basically gonna have to fly sideways and dock underneath the Harrier in order to offload into the Harrier from the ship's boat. You could get down there and prep the airlock for their arrival. Would be something that you could do.
Well, then that's exactly what I'll do. I'll go down there and prep to make sure that they get on board safely.
Yeah, because I mean, you guys at this point, I would imagine that on the Harrier, you guys are sweating bullets because it's a high anxiety situation where there's not really a whole lot you can do. Your hands are tied, and you know it's what's going to happen is going to happen, and it's just kind of a hold your breath, wait and see situation. So Jacob busts down to the airlock to prep and hopefully get everybody on board. I mean, you don't know if there's casualties, you don't know if there's injuries, so you don't know what's going to be coming through that airlock. There hasn't been that much communication. Actually, I should have just... Ting, what are you doing?
You know, man, when in doubt, you gotta bullshit. You know? And so I'm going to fucking flip the comm open so they can fucking hear me, and I'm going to talk to them.
What are you saying?
I'm going to be like...
you bloody cowards committing suicide.
Hey, come on now. I'm gonna tell them, you know, this is Ting Hansen, the notorious pirate that's been ravaging the entire Dust Belt. But please don't make the mistake of self-destructing. I wish to do business with you. I would really much appreciate it if you would sell me the princess and the captain that is on the yacht. We've been tracking him for quite some time. We would like to be business partners.
Make a deception plus social check.
That's what I'm talking about, Pawpaw. That's how I made my character to do this shit. So let's see if it works out. 14. I shot some shit.
Okay, so you do get a comm back, and you are contacted by I'm not even going to attempt to I'm not even going to attempt to try and say this guy's name, but he is
Diablo.
Limshar, and his first name is just impossible. You get a message back, a holo back from this guy, and he's kind of chuckling, and he says that no, we already know that the Honorable Princess Rao is no longer with us. And he kind of taps at his head.
Well, it's imperative that you sell our body to us.
He says, soon there won't be a body.
See, that is the problem, is I'm trying to disrupt the Imperial trade routes that come through here. I thought you motherfuckers were their enemy, and all you're doing is giving yourself a nuclear enema out here in the middle of fucking nowhere. We could be making billions of credits. You fucking foreign fuck.
He says, money is of no consequence to me, although I do like your idea of interrupting.
Did you not hear about when I raped the Imperial Corvette the other day?
Oh, yes. Yeah. So, here, he says, yes, we watched that entire exchange. It was wonderful. Ting, make an electronic sensors plus intellect check.
I'm going to take advantage of the superior sensors of the Anubis/Capri Sun. And I needed it to get an 8.
Okay, so the sensor profile, now that you have a good look at it, of the Ghost of the Reach, that sensor profile has been seen before and is recorded in your sensor logs on the Anubis from, I want to say 3 years ago, and they were logged by Bjorn, which was Carl's character. There were 2 instances where Bjorn had detected a brief blip of something following the Harrier, and they could never figure out what it was, and it had been assumed, and this was, of course, before everything had been repaired and or upgraded or modified. It was assumed that this was a sensor glitch.
Yeah. I mean, I know you've seen our work before. These treasure ships are out there still. I just think we should work together. But in order for me to get the power I need, I really need the princess's body in an unradiated sense. I think it's worth at least talking before you evaporate, or whatever it is you Soladandi dudes do.
He says, I believe you that in what you say, but I also know what you know because I know what she knew.
Yes.
And he says I have information for you that we did not kill King Oleb, and neither did Princess Rao.
Oh, well, I mean, who did?
That I do not know.
Oh. Well, I've got information for you too. Is the Imperium is talking about doing a counterstrike on your fleet that's gathering on the other side of the systems here. But evaporate yourself. That's what the fuck you want to do. Don't tell your homeboys.
This is all expected. This is all expected.
God, he's like bullshit proof.
This is all.
Well, I appreciate.
What did you say? This is all what?
That is all expected.
Yeah, and so I mean, he's dead set on, going supernova because he couldn't get the Drinax deal, or something.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, I assure you, if you've known anything about me, is that I'm the dirtiest motherfucker known, and if there's anybody that is capable of helping you sabotage and backstab this thing, I mean, my reputation speaks for itself.
Well,
you're a fool to turn down my assistance.
He tells you, he says, whether it was the princess or the prince or you or somebody else, it doesn't matter. We already won. It already solves our little conundrum. It already distracts the Empire.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well played, I guess. Is there anything else you would like to tell us? Might suit your short life needs, I guess. You got a wife you'd like me to go breed with or something?
He says you have been worthy foes. I salute you. And he ends the transmission.
Yeah. We can spend the next 40 minutes doing stupid dialogue, but I just don't think that I'm going to be able to bullshit our way into the ship. And that is a sad day. No medal. Ting will bow his head in shame and let his turn pass.
The Marines. This guy over here on deck 2 is going to open fire on burst on Gregor. And hits with a +4 to damage. See here.
On you. My armor will just ricochet that off.
Yeah, it's only 19 damage. He couldn't get through your... Oh, well, what is your armor?
25.
So 20, yeah, it's not enough for him to get through. Almost. You got close. Damn it, why do I keep doing that? There we go. Meanwhile, over here, this guy...
Which one?
This individual. Yeah, that's way bigger than I need. There we go. This guy is going to toss a frag grenade in Beth's general vicinity.
And Beth laughs.
Nice, thank God. And so it lands right in front of Beth. And he is going to move around the corner right after tossing it. And Beth, it is going to do 5D plus 1. God damn it. So it blows up basically right in front of Beth. But 19 points of damage is not enough to get through her armor. But go ahead and make an athletics dexterity check. Because it has blast 9, so
10.
Okay, so you kind of plant your feet and this thing just explodes in your face. And it goes... Wow. 9 meters is a long ways. Yeah, so this entire area explodes, and I mean, if it didn't get through your battle dress, it's probably not going to get through these airlocks. But these airlocks are severely compromised. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily trust them to maintain atmosphere, but this entire section in here and part of, the blast doesn't harm the boat, but I mean, you can hear things clinking off of it. Gregor, you can hear that a big explosion goes off from upstairs, and Keith, you can actually hear the explosion go off because you can hear the explosion roil against the bulkhead to the bridge. Man. Now, this is the thing that I was going to point out on these deck plans that I think is funny. So this and this is a shaft that you can climb up and down. There's a ladder. This is an elevator. If you don't want to climb, they're right next to each other conveniently. So if you don't want to climb, you can just take the elevator. I would have thought they would have put them in 2 different spots, but, I'm not an architect. We are back to Gregor.
Gregor moves to here and takes the elevator up.
Okay, so you take the elevator up, and you are now over there.
Do I have anything left after that?
Yeah, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it moves up on its own. So you could, you've still got another 8 squares that you can move.
I move to here and cover this corridor in case somebody comes up the stairs or some Marine decides to come through who's barely alive, decides to do something.
So, make an athletic strength check.
I have no athletics.
Okay, so then it's just going to be 2D plus your strength modifier, which right now is +2. Perfect. So when you get up to the top of this, the door to the lift is kind of stuck and getting stuck, and you have to reach in and kind of wrench it over to the side to get it to open. And when you step out of this hallway, the walls and everything, there's numerous fires around here. The fire suppression system has kicked in the ceiling and is dousing the flames, but clearly a large explosion has gone off in this corridor.
Is it a halon system?
Probably not, since, halon systems, tend to make breathing difficult, but something similar to that kind of system, yes. And you
I was just asking for clarification.
You can see that Beth, that you didn't close this door. You can see that Beth is standing there. There's parts of her armor are on fire. not like it really is bothering her.
And how many turns have we gone?
This is the second round, so there are 4 rounds left before.
We got to get on that boat in two rounds, mate.
Yeah, before this area becomes a new stellar phenomenon. Beth, what would you like to do?
I think I need to kill that guy that threw the grenade, or he's probably going to do it again.
Yeah.
That's my guess. So...
Well, he ain't got much left, has he?
I don't think so.
No, he's hurting.
Okay, what gun to use, though? I wonder.
I'll just blow through the wall. Just blow through the wall of the ship into the other one.
Okay, I'll use the PG.
Overkill always works.
I roll a 10.
Okay, so roll 1d8 for damage.
3.
So 30.
I melted him.
Yeah, so... Yes, you did. So you catch this guy, you come running in and just light him up with your PGMP, and this guy, literally, his armor catches fire, and there is nothing left of him. There is a molten pile of poly armor on the ground, and what looks like maybe, you know, a mix of charred bones and melted flesh where he was standing, and that's about it. There's just a big puddle there now.
Thank you, Beth.
Of course, and I forget how much you can move when you also do another significant action.
You can move 4 squares.
Okay, I think I did that then. All right, cool.
Okay. Meanwhile, all the way.
Meanwhile, we're still just in a holding pattern.
Yeah, I mean, are you just waiting?
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, basically, it doesn't seem like there's anything we can do other than wait. I mean, if we get closer, they have the ability to get to us within the right number of turns. So getting closer doesn't seem prudent.
True. Okay.
Plus radiation.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I don't see that there's much other to do other than like make sure no one else is coming, but I mean, as pilot, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are probably not going to see another ship this far out. You're out on the ass end of the Asim system. So.
Right.
So
Keith,
Keith,
lighting off a beacon be a good idea?
I mean, you could, but
I didn't understand. That was, it came a bit through to
muddled.
Yeah, I couldn't understand.
I wondered if setting off a beacon so you were highlighted on the radio EM spectrum so we could find you easier would be a good idea.
That's not a terrible idea.
I thought I'd sent coordinates to Captain anyway.
Yes, you did.
Last time. When we moved, I sent coordinates of exactly where we were.
Yes, you did.
I think it will be okay.
Okay,
so... If it turns out we need to send up a flare, we can.
So, Keith, you are able to get to the console, and essentially you can open the rear dock. This whole compartment, of course, will decompress as part of its... because basically the docking space is going to be an entire... It's just a large airlock, essentially. So it'll decompress before it can open. So people... well, I mean, you guys are in battle dress, so you can operate in vacuum. It doesn't matter. So
how does the space boat get out?
There's actually a dock door here at the back.
Is Prince Herrick able to get on the boat, like now?
Yeah.
Or is he already on there?
Yeah, he can move and get onto the boat.
Okay, so
I mean, you both can if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm gonna initiate the sequence and get on the boat as quick as I can.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell Herrick to follow me.
Okay, so the sequence is on a timer, and we'll open the rear main doors. In like you've got like a minute as it cycles. So
perfect.
Okay, so we'll put Keith. Keith comes running past Gregor and Beth and runs in and climbs aboard the boat. Jacob, are you just staying in a holding pattern waiting? Yep, you're muted. Yeah, you're muted.
Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, we're just waiting for hopefully for them to come safely on board. So I'm still prepping and making sure that they're able to come on board the Anubis.
Okay, so yeah, down at the main airlock, there is of course there's a number of emergency supplies, such as there is a locker with emergency vac suits. There is, of course, a first aid kit there, probably a fire extinguisher. The what?
A low berth?
That's, I think, maybe.
I mean, metagaming, I know we don't need it right now, but just...
I do believe there are low berths, as a matter of fact.
I think so.
Well, 7A right here is a med bay that was added. Yes, number 7 connected to the med bay is low berths. So, from the airlock, should things be really on the dire side, you could throw them into a low berth until you can get back to the floating palace.
Right.
They've done that once with Keith, as a matter of fact. What about Ting?
I'm gonna do a scan of everything around, make sure that we're alone out here. Blah blah blah.
Sure. Go ahead and make an electronic sensors plus intellect check.
9.
So with a 9, you are indeed alone out here. The only thing out here, aside from your 3 ships, is the gas giant Calvin. And I can show you that as well. Here's the Asim system. So you guys are all the way out here at this extreme end where this large gas giant is size R. And, there is a couple of rad worlds and a couple of ice worlds that orbit Calvin. It doesn't really have a whole lot of a ring system, at least not something that could be necessarily classified as a ring system. There are chunks of ice and rock that have come off of the ice worlds that kind of almost like in a comet tail kind of bit as they orbit around Calvin. You notice that the ice worlds and the rad worlds are all 4 of those moons are in a fairly unstable orbit. And when I say unstable, like in 10 million years, they'll probably crash into the gas giant itself. Like every year they get a little closer. And but aside from that, you guys are the only ones out here.
Okay. Well, Joy, that's my turn.
Okay. Marine.
Marines.
2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And he can climb up, and that's all he can do. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And he can climb up, and that's all he can do. So, Gregor, you're you're in this hall, and you see Zhodani, these two Zhodani Marines are climbing up this shaft, and of course they can only climb up single file. And you see one that's coming up the shaft. What would you like to do?
I'd like to kick him in the nuts, but I'm not going to make much difference.
Well, I mean, you'll be able to kick him in the head because he's climbing up the...
My garrote won't work on his armor.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Can I do an aim shot at his head?
You could. I
mean, that's pretty damn close. I can almost put the barrel of my submachine gun in his face.
Yeah, I would say that you could. Where is my... Here it is. So, yeah, I would say that you could. So you would get... Normally you would get a +2 for close range. But it is... it does increase the difficulty of your shot to a... at this range, it's going to be difficult. So you need to get a 10+ on your roll. If you get an 8+, you're still going to hit something, but then we're going to roll.
So do I still get the +2?
Yeah, you get a +2. But you need to get a 10+. Oh, you most certainly did.
How about a 14?
Yeah. So go ahead and roll your damage. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That is a +6 to your damage.
$25. I shot him right in the face.
So he takes 7. And, where is it?
Does he fall down and knock the other guy down?
Possibly. Roll 2d6. A6.
6. 6. It's not very good.
So he will die unless given prompt medical assistance and suffer permanent effects if he survives at all. Lose 1d from any one of strength, dex, or endurance, and d3 from all other stats. So yeah, you kind of turn this guy into a potato because your shot did crack his helmet, and he does well. What is his athletics dexterity? It's a 1. Oh no. He does lose his grip and falls down the shaft. The other guy makes his check and kind of swings to the side, and this guy tumbles all the way back down to the bottom of the shaft, and he is going to take an additional 1d of falling damage, and his armor doesn't count. And he lands flat on his back on the floor with a, like part of the faceplate's been blasted off from your gunfire. He's having a bad day.
Can I move?
Yeah, you can move 4 squares. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. That can put you in the launch. Okay, so Gregor goes and finds a seat in the launch. Beth, what would you like to do?
I want to find a seat in the launch.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right, so Beth, you are piloting, I would assume.
Yes.
Go ahead and make a piloting plus dex check.
Okay. Thank you, Captain. Welcome aboard.
So 10.
Okay.
Somebody waiting up.
So, yeah, Beth punches it as soon as these doors open, and you guys can see, Ting, Qingxi, and Jacob, well, maybe not Jacob because he's down below waiting, but Qingxi and Ting, your sensors indicate that the boat has left the ship. I'm just going to go back up here. And this is gone. So as Beth takes off and heads back to the coordinates provided by Qingxi, just as you get out of range, I mean, she has the throttle crammed into the firewall as just come on. Behind you, you can see that the Ghost of the Reach just kind of, it doesn't explode. It just becomes an ever-expanding fiery gas cloud. And it is incinerating everything in its wake. And the boat is 30 tons streamlined. It has a hull of 12.
Thank goodness we have suits on too.
Oof. The back end of the boat gets pulled or gets engulfed by the edge of this ever expanding gas cloud, dealing 6 points of hull damage to this boat. So it loses half of its hull on the way there, but it maintains and gets you to the Anubis. Beth, go ahead and make another piloting plus dex check. It's routine 6+ to dock.
Got 10 again, so we're good.
Okay. So, yeah, you dock, and Jacob is there waiting. He's got a med kit in one hand, and he's got, a fire extinguisher in the other. What's going on? But you guys are able to board the Anubis, and with no further problems. And what do you guys want to do at this point? You've got Prince Eric, and who is now the rightful heir to the throne of Drinax.
Since there is no other child.
Yep.
We're gonna have to get our stories straight.
Yeah, but if we jump,
poor Rao died in a conflict with the bad guys.
Yeah, we could jump.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to exchange information after that.
Who wants to make the astrogation check?
King can do the BS again when you get back.
Used to be Qingxi did that, but I do it a lot now.
Sweet.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, great.
Are we going back to Drinax, or are we going to the same?
That's 9.
Okay.
I gotta go get the Osiris.
And who wants to make the engineering power plus intellect check?
I think that's Gregor.
Power? Yeah, I have power. Let me check my powers +1. Intellect is +1, so.
Perfect.
11.
Okay. So the lights kind of dim, and Qingxi, you can make a piloting plus dex check to make your way out to the 90 diameter limit.
12.
Okay. And who who wants to make the J drive plus intellect with a +1?
That'll be me. All right, so yeah. 15.
Okay. So no miss jump. You guys leave a seam here and are on course for Drinax. You will be there in 1 week. So
did we go get the Osiris?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. So yeah, I guess Qingxi's piloting check was to go back and pick up the Osiris. I forgot about the Osiris.
Yeah, let's make sure we have all the ships.
So yeah, you guys got all the ships, but in your 1 week, and actually, that can all be done on the Osiris because the Harrier docks with the Osiris, and so I don't know if these wing points are set up to hold each side can hold 1 Harrier. And it can still maintain jump 1 if they do that. So, what the fuck am I doing? Okay.
Thank you, Ting, for not forgetting our other ship.
Yeah.
I'm all about the ships.
I'm sorry, me. We couldn't get that pretty ship. I wanted it.
It's what it is. We got information.
Right. And as lame as it is to split the party and then sit on the ship, I'm sort of glad that's what we did.
Yeah, one of the few times it's one of the few times that worked out.
So if Rao didn't didn't attempt the assassination, and the prince didn't, who did?
That bitch on the court.
Maybe it was the king himself. Maybe he hated being alive. He was crazy.
Who's that? Duchess or whatever that.
Lady Hill.
Yeah, Lady Hill.
It could have been her.
She's a dirty bitch. She was sitting on the throne.
Yeah, you're right. You're probably right.
I think there might be somebody else involved here.
Could be.
We don't think it's the general. We don't think it's the science tower.
Are we going to try to take the crown and the whole thing? Or are we going to fall under this new prince? What do we want to do?
Well, his ideas certainly have a better chance of success than Rao's.
We're going to try it the prince's way for a while and see if it works any better. And if not, then whatever. We'll figure out what to do next.
Oh, fair enough.
So as far as
y'all come on down to the common area. I got the scotch out.
We survived.
So as far as you're probably discussing this here in your briefing room on the Osiris. So you were saying you want to get your story straight. How are you presenting this to Prince Eric?
Well, first I want to know what he thinks of what of the information Ting got, where they said Princess Rao didn't sabotage, and if he had any ideas of who it might be.
So he says, well, he says my sister. He says honestly, my sister was exceptionally scheming. She was constantly scheming, and he says I wouldn't entirely put it past her to try to kill my father, but he says at the same time it always sat wrong. I mean, since learning of the accident, the idea has sat wrong with me because Rao really didn't need to kill my father. He was already more or less stepping aside and allowing her to run the throne. And he says thinking on it, Ting's hypothesis about Lady Hill could be completely possible.
All right, we'll have to investigate that when we get back.
We could give her an intense interrogation and get to the bottom of that with the prince's permission. You know, how does the prince feel about us replacing his head of the military and all that? Just kind of in the
that was going to be my next question. So during this meeting that you're in your briefing room, so aboard the Osiris, you have Scholar Voha, who has been sitting comfortably in a stateroom, and you have Lord Rax, who was the commander of the armies, in a brig. Are you springing him and having him be a part of this conversation too, or?
Well, I don't think you should really have a say. He gave his daughter the job. I mean, he's used his brownie points by getting her daughter the really cush job at the facility on there. I mean, in my opinion, she fucked that up. I shouldn't have been able to find that place.
That is a valid point.
Probably true.
But one thing to keep in mind, I mean, so Prince Herrick has known Lord Rax since he was a wee lad, and you know, yes, Rax is a dick, but he has been loyal to the crown.
I mean, he was.
At the very least, we can let him out of the brig. Like, maybe he can't be in the meeting, but he can get into a real bed.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. You know, but I would request the prince that, you know, General Rax gets stripped of his rank and the captain that we've got in charge right now take over. You know, I mean, if there's anything I know is that once you start giving hooks to your family and you're not really royalty or nothing, is, you know, you've overstepped. And I mean, she was incompetent and she has an important position and she's doing secretive shit.
So Beth, make a leadership plus social check.
Of 7.
So Prince Herrick, on the one hand, he is pretty pissed off that you just took it upon yourself to end his sister. But especially, I mean, kind of knowing now that she had little to nothing to do with Oleb's accident. However, he's also realistic. I mean, it doesn't change the fact that Rao was a traitor to the crown by brokering a deal with a foreign nation, pretty much completely under the radar. She had no authority from Oleb to do that. She purposely hid her interactions with the Zhodani, and keeping that whole relationship on the down low. That is the actions of a traitor. So, what he thinks, since he is, now more or less officially the king of Drinax, King Herrick, He thinks that it would be best if we just if this whole situation just doesn't make it into the history books. Or not necessarily the whole situation. He thinks it would be best that the history books read that the princess was killed by Zhodani saboteurs as you guys tried to rescue her.
That sounds like good. The only way that would sound good is with a medal.
We all get medals because we all try to save her.
Sell it. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You want to get a sir with it?
Yeah. So the week ends, and you guys come back to the floating palace. And you come out of I need those right now. I'll kind of. So you come out of jump into the Drinax system, and I need to.
Does the big ship greet us?
Ting, go and make a electronic sensors plus intellect check. See, why can't I roll like that? God damn it. No, what do I get? Fucking 7. So, you can see my dice are treating me wonderful. It's going to be time to change the color of the dice again. So, you guys stealth jump in, and your passive sensors pick up a number of blips. So, of course, the first blip that comes up is the Rasputin. It's operating picket duty, as it was told to do when you left. But you are seeing 2 other ships, and there are a group of small craft that are going between one of these larger ships and the floating palace. And these other ships look like this.
Aslans.
Yep, these are Aslan, and what is the name of this thing? This is...
Are Aslan the cats?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't want to play with them. Captain, I don't want to play with the damn cats.
Is the Rasputin is still the biggest, baddest boy on the block, though, even with these other ships around?
So
is that correct?
I will tell you in just a minute, but these 2 ships... These are Asato class cruisers. They are 1,000 tons each. So weight-wise, they are equal to the Rasputin. But your war book on the Osiris is coming up, and it registers that these have 6 triple turrets with pulse lasers, 3 triple turrets with missile racks, and 1 triple turret that's all sandcasters. I would say that probably pound for pound, the Rasputin might be able to give these guys a run for their money, gun wise. But you see that there's these 2 Aslan cruisers floating around, and they appear to also be doing picket duty with the Rasputin. It appears that not necessarily picket duty with the 3 ships. It almost looks like they are like they've set up a blockade of Drinax.
Well, we need to contact the Rasputin and see what the state of affairs are, don't we?
Yep. I was going to suggest that you do some comms, Ting.
Okay. I'm going to calm it out and ask, see what old captain guy, if he's still in charge of the damn Rasputin.
So you contact the Rasputin, and for just for shits and giggles, this is the deck plans for the Rasputin. It is fairly nasty shit. Actually, though, I do, and this are the ship stats for the Rasputin. So let's see. It has three triple turrets, pulse lasers, triple turret sandcasters, a fusion barbette, a missile barbette, and a torpedo barbette. Yeah, I don't know. That is
Does the torpedo barbette do anything?
Yeah, barbettes are bigger.
Yeah, they're bigger turrets. They're basically armored turrets, but yeah, with torpedoes and missiles, I mean that really puts it in its own class. So you contact the Rasputin, and the captain of the guard that you had left in charge is no longer captain. He has been replaced. And the current captain tells you that you are to dock with the floating palace at the royal docks immediately. Your presence is required by the Empress.
Oh, what? But we have the king.
He says, all will be explained to you when you dock.
I think we need to dock with the Rasputin and take it on. Really what I think, but that's just me. That's where the most power is. If we go there and we get within this lady and this hill chick took us the Empress over, I'm gonna attack her. I'm gonna go monophilic claws on her.
Go ahead and make an electronics comms plus intellect check.
Okay, I got an 11 the first time. Do you want me to roll it again?
Yeah, go ahead and make another roll.
7.
So, well, that it was a routine check. So when you come into the system, you kind of switch over and you start basically downloading. Because keep in mind, you've been gone for a little over 2 weeks. You pull in basically internal news feeds from the floating palace, and it doesn't. I don't know. This map is maybe not that great for a size comparison mode, but the floating palace is actually an entire city. This is like Cloud City from Star Wars over Bespin. This is a whole thing, and so they have their own news, internal news. Most of it is kind of like entertainment TV kind of thing, and all they talk about is whatever the fucking hot goss is that's going on in the court. That's like the biggest topic of conversation. There are some news bits, but what you take out of this information is that, one, Lady Hill has put herself on the throne as Empress. She has the new Empress of Sindal.
And the Empress of Sindal?
Yes, and that to back up that, to legitimize her claim, which she has always done. She told Beth this much when she kind of tried to take Beth under her wing. She is using her lineage, because she can trace her royal lineage all the way back to the old Sindalian Empire. She's using that as to legitimize her claim to usurping the throne. The second thing that you learn is that in order to assist in backing up that claim, she hired mercenaries from the Glorious Empire. And that's what these 2 Aslan cruisers are.
Oh, doesn't she know we can outspend her?
I mean, how many months ago did she make this arrangement with the cat people?
Well, you have to figure that this plan of hers has been in action, if not fomenting, for probably at least the last year.
Is the Deathbot being her personal guard? Was she so cocky as to start using that?
She has not.
Oh, is it still in the palace then, just sitting there idling?
Yes.
Is it within sight of her?
No.
Oh. King, what a good idea.
But we will pick this up next week at 7 o'clock on Wednesday night with the next episode of the Pirates of Drinax.
Can I request that you at least give Jake the Snake and Gregor some skill points?
Yes. In fact, all of you are going to get 2 XP points. Now, XP points can be spent. Hold on here. Here we go. This is how you gain skills, and it shows you how many XP points it costs to take that skill up. So if you don't have the skill and you want to buy it at 0, it costs 1 skill point. To go from 0 to 1, it costs 1 skill point. But then it starts to go up almost exponentially. 2 to take it from 1 to 2, 4 to go from 2 to 3, etc., etc. Now, you can't have a skill that's over 4. So you can ignore this chart that says 5, 6, and 7 plus, because that's just impossible. And the reason for that is that at skill level 4, you are so good at your skill that people across the subsector, if not the entire sector itself, know you by your expertise.
I think I'm going to spend mine to turn my stealth from 1 to 2.
Okay.
And I will let you know what Jake and I decide.
Okay. Well, I hope you feel better, Carrie.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really do.
I'm sorry, guys. Thank you. It was fun.
Yep. Can I make athletics 0?
Bye, Carrie.
For Ting and Beth, just a reminder that there's no game on Saturday. I will be out of town for a family reunion, so no Braunhaven on Saturday.
Can I make
thank you.
Thanks.
An athletics 0?
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Have a good night.
Okay. Thank you. I make my one of them. I use one of them to make gun combat energy 1, so I can get a damn laser.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. All right. Well, I will see you Friday night for Deep Night Revelation.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good night.